Time for a short, unscripted video about the noticeable effects of the war in Ukraine on the Romanian capital Bucharest. It already started when I landed at Otopane International Airport and I saw multiple what looked like air defense systems lined up next to the runway. Now, there's always been a military part of the airport, but my impression, at least, is that it was in a higher state of readiness. Then also a military helicopter flew over, and all the messages heard from the speakers in the airport, besides being in English and in Romanian, were also in Ukrainian. Then, when I was strolling around the center, for example, in the Old Town and in the Cismigiu Park, which is one of the largest parks in Bucharest, and it is located in the middle of the center, I heard Russian and Ukrainian everywhere. Like every few minutes, I was hearing mostly Russian, to be fair. It is, of course, also the Russian speaking parts of Ukraine that are most affected by the current war. At times, it really looked like I was walking in Chisinau, the capital of Moldova. Now, just for the people who don't know, Moldova is a majority Romanian speaking country, but the capital, Chisinau, is, well, at least you get the impression that it's at least half Russian speaking, and a lot of the public life is also in Russian. And these days, parts of Bucharest really give almost the same vibe. Ukrainians, of course, are neighbors of the Romanians, and they look very, very similar. Perhaps a little bit more blonde people than in Romania, but that's about it. So they don't really stick out. It almost looks like they've always been here, and they're just part of the city and have always been part of the city. Of course, the people you see here are mostly families, mostly women, children, and elderly. For example, I've spoken with two boys, I think they were two brothers, had a little chat with them, and they were from the city of Nikolaev, between Odessa and Kherson. Now, the Ukrainian refugees here receive a number of benefits. For example, they have free transportation, and in some cases, they have also free accommodation, or at least accommodation with a discount. If you look, for example, at Romanian hotel sites, there's always a message in Ukrainian on top of the page, especially for refugees. Even the third channel of the Romanian public TV is just directly airing Ukrainian public TV. So all in all, what I wanted to say is that I'm quite surprised about the large number of Ukrainians here in Bucharest, about the way in which they blend in. I knew, of course, that hundreds of thousands have crossed the border from Ukraine into Romania, but that so many of them would actually stay here, that is something I did not expect. And it is good to see, and it's good to see that everybody is dealing with the situation in such a calm and respectful manner, and in a manner that truly exemplifies solidarity between neighbors, between Europeans. And that's about all. Thank you. Goodbye. La rivedere.